Making a video about how the broken leg is doing, where I go from here, and how I broke it. People have these misconceptions. They'll do a too long didn't watch real quick. I was learning to paraglide. People think I was paramotoring. I wasn't. I got pulled up in the air, I got dropped, broke the leg in 3 places. If you're interested in the details, stay tuned. Things started off with me scheduling a 3-part dream vacation, my version of a dream vacation. First part was this, at Torrey Pines. What it is it almost always has good weather. You can fly here, it's in San Diego, something like 300 days a year. And in this frame, the wind goes from left to right. For reasons I can't completely explain, this island redirects the wind and it almost always heads up there. And because of that, you have this rising wind. It has to go up this cliff face. So the wind is kind of going straight up from the bottom, and it's called ridge soaring, and it makes it really easy to just fly back and forth and back and forth. So I did this for a while, and I got my P2 rating. P2 is this certification that I'm good enough to fly at some of the easier sites without supervision, and maybe some of the harder sites with supervision, depending on the instructor's, evaluation of me and the conditions and such. It's like, this guy's not a very good pilot, but he is a pilot. That's kind of what a P2 means, and that's what I got certified as. My goal was to leave this trip certified as a P3, which is the one you really want. Anyway, so this was step 1. The second part of this you guys have already seen. It was the SIV course. It's where you sort of put yourself in disastrous situations and try and recover, or learn new acrobatic tricks. And I did a video on this already, so I'll just do a quick reminder. This is a SAT. Look at that. Look at that. A SAT. I'm doing a SAT right now. What it stands for is not important. It's Safety Acrobatic Team, the people that invented it. But what it signifies to me at the time was like the entry into the cool kids group. All right, I'm back now. And because this was the last thing I uploaded, a lot of people think that this is how I hurt myself. It wasn't. This isn't me. This is somebody else. But it is Slide Mountain, the exact place where I got hurt. Like within a couple feet. I was standing right where this guy is standing. And the weather conditions might have been a little rougher on my day, but probably not too much rougher. Probably this guy's just a better pilot than me and is able to handle it. Anyway, what you do is you inflate your wing and you walk towards it to kind of take the energy out of it. A lot like a kite. You know, if you walk towards the kite, it's going to fall. If you walk away from the kite, then it's going to rise up even quicker because you're making wind for it, airspeed. Anyway, so what happened to me, I think I did walk forward, but I was afraid the wing was going to shoot behind me, so I checked the brakes, kind of like to check the surge, and that made me lift up. And rather than have a nice controlled inflation and a walk off the side of the hill like this gentleman did, I did something more like this. All right, so before you see this, no, mine wasn't actually nearly this cool. There's no video of it. Bummer. But I did get sucked straight up. I only went like 20 feet up, and I didn't do a flip. But I grabbed this clip to illustrate how, the wrong wind can pull you straight up instead of just pulling you side to side along the ground. And that's what happened to me. I went straight up. Yikes. So what I just talked about actually happened twice. The thing is, the first time, all my instincts and reactions were right, because you're launching it backwards. So I got sucked up in the air, I spun around, and I flew the wing. I'm working the brakes, and I'm doing my thing. And what I want to happen is I want to fly over the edge that I just showed you, like 2 clips ago. It didn't work, though. The wind was so strong that I couldn't penetrate it. And instead, I just kind of went straight down and landed on the asphalt, gently. Under control. And I was like, all right, that sucked. I don't want that to happen again. I set up a little closer to the edge so that if it did, maybe I would be able to fly over. Again, as I inflated the wing, I thought it was going to overshoot me. I checked the brakes. I get lifted way up in the air, like 20 feet. And this time, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I got lifted so violently when I spun around to face forward, because I'm doing a reverse launch, my body position was all in a mess. I wasn't like weighted in the harness. I was getting tossed, and I'll show you here. Let's move this little foot cam. So as I landed, my foot planted and then twisted around, but all the way towards my butt. That was bad news. Yeah, let's go back to the video. So after the accident, first thing I did is sort of unhook from the wing. Then I got up, hopped over on one foot to the truck and started looking at it, you know, get a shoe off, see what I'm dealing with. At this point, I was still holding out hope that I would fly the next day. I thought that maybe, just maybe, if I was lucky, I'd just, you know, it'd be sore, but I'd pull my laces a little tighter and manage to make the best of a bad situation. That wasn't meant to be. This is a shot of my instructor. He pulled out his EMT bag and sort of stabilized it so that, you know, we didn't know what was wrong exactly, but he knew it needed to be stabilized, so that's what we did. It happens that he had hurt his knee a few days earlier, and he even had crutches that I could borrow, and he limped around on his own. But this is right afterward. This is a few hours later in the hospital. It turns out that there are 4 bones that kind of connect your foot to your leg, and I broke 3 of them. It doesn't look like much, does it? You know, you can see there's a little swelling, you know, sort of above the ankle, but here's what the damage was. 3 broken bones. This is what my ankle looks like now. This is actually me. It's not a picture like me. It's me. I've got some hardware like a plate on the side. That second screw from the bottom, I was worried it was a mistake. And the first time I saw like my follow-up orthopedic surgeon, who's awesome, I forgot to ask him about it. So I had it in my head for like 6 weeks. Like, did they blow it? Like, how can this be wrong? Like, I'm a so-so carpenter and I never get screws. That diagonal screw, the one that's kind of pointed down, second from the bottom, that was there to hold the bone together, like sort of stabilize it while they put the plate on. So that one went in first. And then with that, the whole situation was a little more solid, and they were able to put the rest of the hardware in. The 2 very long ones that are second and third from the top, they're going to come out later. I talked to my surgeon about it, and he's like, yeah. He has what he calls advanced knowledge of me because, like most idiots, I'm a repeat customer to my orthopedic surgeon. You know, I brought my hand to him. I brought my ACL injury to him, and I'm bringing my broken leg to him. And he's like, I have advanced knowledge of you, Woody. And, you know, because you like hobbies like ice hockey and paragliding and paramotoring and Brazilian jiu-jitsu and whatever, you're going to break those screws. Those screws are going to break, and then they're going to be like sticking out and hitting things and rubbing things. And you're the kind of guy that we remove those screws from. So I've got that coming in a couple of weeks. This is me right before surgery. I am, one, totally drugged up and maybe a little happier than I look there. And 2, realizing that I'm not going to be walking or flying for a couple of months. That brings me to Joe Lausanne, and really probably the core reason I'm making this video at all, because I want to tell people what Joe told me. If you don't know Joe Lausanne, this is him. Joe Lausanne is a UFC fighter. That's why he looks like that. And he's been in the UFC for a long time. I think he has over 20 UFC fights, something like that. I know that he currently has the record for the most like of the night bonuses, you know, fight of the night, knockout of the night, submission of the night, etc. He's a stud, but because he's a UFC fighter, he gets injured. They get injured during training. They get injured during fights, not just cuts like the one you see, but like strains, you know, elbows, knees, whatever. And he also exists in a world filled with other people who get injured all the time. So when he found out I was hurt, he reached out to me, and it meant so much. Joe, if you catch this, I hope you made it to this part in the video. I was telling him about my plans for getting better and how I wanted to heal ahead of schedule, which I am. And, you know, I was going to push, I was going to go hard, etc., etc. And he's like, no. And he came to arm with pictures of like friends and family and other people like him who didn't do their rehab properly, who started walking too early, who maybe didn't do little things. He's like, all those bullshit exercises that the doctors give you that don't seem important, they're actually important. Do them. So, you know, you're there stretching thinking that, you know, that's not it. No, stretching is important. You have to get this right. My mind originally was on this goal of get well soon. We've all heard get well soon. Get well soon is the thing, right? No. Get well completely. That's your objective. Your objective is to get back to 100%. It does not really matter if I start flying again in mid-October or early November. And by the way, that's about the range. What does matter is if I get back to 100%. If I could go flying right now, but I might re-injure it. And it would only turn out well if everything goes right. And that hoping things go right, that's not smart in aviation. Don't do it. I was thinking of walking early, right? Let's get some strength back. Let's lose less strength through atrophy, etc. He's like, nope, 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 no. Follow the physical therapy instructions and get well completely. Like, do it to a T. Do everything they ask. If they ask for 10, you can give them 20, but gosh, don't start walking early. And he had photos of people that he knew, people in his universe who will never be the same because they didn't do their physical therapy the way they were supposed to. And what he did to kind of reset my mind on the right way to recover from injury was invaluable. It was huge. So Joe, thank you. And that brings us to where I am right now. It's 7 weeks out from the accident and the surgery. They were the same day to the day, so it's exactly 7 weeks out. My bone is healed. It's actually what they call immature bone. To get into it, it goes from something to soft callus to hard callus to immature bone and then to fully fixed bone. And I am immature bone, but I'm fully weight bearing. I can walk. I kind of have a limp. I'll show you. Oh, before that, let's do scars. There's the bigger one, and there's the smaller one. Hopefully that worked out okay. And I'll show you how I'm walking. Not too bad. My wife thinks I have a little bit, oh, the camera's so crooked. My wife thinks I have a little bit of a JJ Walker thing going on where I kind of have soul. You could be the judge. I think my gait's getting pretty normal. But I guess, you know what? This is about a wrap, I think. I think maybe 2 to 4 weeks and I'll be flying. Those 2 big screws, they got to come out. I said that before. That's how it happened, and that's where I am. I was just putting the video together, I forgot a major thing. I focused so much on the broken bone, I didn't mention the high ankle sprain. That turns out to be the more serious injury. The time I need to strengthen it, to grow those ligaments back, to heal them. A high ankle, you think ankle sprain is nothing because you used to the roll one to your side. A high ankle sprain is when you point it towards your butt. And it's a much more serious injury than a roll over ankle sprain. And that's what I'm really working on healing. Getting my strength back, my flexibility back. I can't really stand on one toe on my bad foot yet. Level it strong, but to point it, I'm not there. So that's the sort of thing I'm working out. The high ankle sprain is where the rehab is focused on. The broken bone, that was never going to be a serious issue. So anyway, that's where I am. Thanks. Multi-million-dollar deals got $1 million deal. When I was younger, I would wonder how $1 million feel. And for real, it feel like I ain't even broke a seal. Cause when you drop hits, they want you to pick up the bill. Now my life is in Maryland, my heart is in Chicago. New York state of mind, but out LA, man, that's where I go. When I need to lay this shit down, so much on my mind, that's the reason I'm spitting now.